Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Hey, we got a very special guest joining us right now.
Hey, see what's up, what?
What up, what up?
Oh, you like you about to rob? You about to rob something?
Nah, I'm just comfortable, man.
Okay,
That's
okay,
what it's
okay.
about. Welcome to the show, Ram Safety Cam Curl. Cam, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Appreciate you coming on. The bye week, you guys are coming off the bye week. So what did Cam do in his bye week? So take us through your bye week. You had the whole week off,
Yeah.
so you got out of town, boom.
Nah, I ain't even leave. I ain't gonna lie. I stayed here. I was tired,
Okay.
because we did all that traveling. Like,
Right.
Baltimore that whole week.
Yeah.
Then we traveled to London and played like within like that certain amount of time. So I was real tired from all the traveling. And I ain't get home till like Monday, 2:30 in the morning.
Damn.
Like I slept all Monday, Tuesday. I went to facility a few days, you know what I'm saying? But I just spent time with the family, really just trying to let my body rest.
Okay. Yeah, you ain't do nothing outside of that though? Like just to get away from the game of football?
I mean, yeah, I took the kids to the park and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just a little stuff. I ain't do nothing crazy.
Crazy? Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. I like it.
You guys are number one, you're first in red zone defensive touchdowns allowed, third in points allowed, eighth in takeaways. What do you think the biggest reason you guys are having such success on the defensive side of the football?
I mean, I feel like the system we got and the scheme we got is built around our players, and what we able to do is like it's built for our skill set. And we've been in this system. It's our second year going on in the system, so we all comfortable with each other, especially in the secondary. Like this, the first place, like the first time I've seen us bring back a whole like secondary unit. You know what I'm saying?
Usually, same group came back for a second year.
Usually every year the room changes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But since we did that, that just helps us play even faster because we're more comfortable with each other and know how each other play.
Yeah, and now that you are in your second year of this defense, how comfortable are you?
I mean, I'm real comfortable. Like I'm real comfortable how Shula calls the game, and I'm real comfortable with all my teammates. You know what I'm saying? And I just like flying around with those guys. Like we out there making plays. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to keep doing that.
Hey, does your coach, your defensive coordinator, does he allow you the freedom to do things off script that really isn't part of X and O's, but because you're the one out there on the field and playing the game and you have a feel for stuff, can you go off script and do stuff based on what you've seen on film?
I mean, as long as you make the play, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be too mad. But they do emphasize on us not being robots though. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to take the football instincts away from us. You know what I'm saying? So he lets us play how we play. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna always go within the scheme, in the play call, but he lets us go out there and fly around.
Okay.
You're known for your physical style of play. How you get the nickname Cam Bam?
I got that name like in high school. It was I ain't gonna lie, the females used to call me that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That's what it was at first, you know what I'm saying? But I bring that boom on the field too. You know what I'm saying? It rhymes, but it's just a little nickname.
Hey, let me. I got a question for you. Since they call you Cam Bam, and you known for coming down here, coming to the party, you think you would have been able to hit me if we were playing? Like if I just happened to be in this area, you think you would hit me?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, hey, hold on, you laughing? You think about
Nah, cause you a little thin, man.
Then, I'm 220. What you talk about then?
What you was weighing back then?
Back then I was 230.
All right, bro. All right. You got it. If you 230, then you got it.
Yeah, I would have ran through you, but don't do that. Don't do that.
What was some of the factors? What was so appealing for you with signing with the Rams?
Honestly, like off the bat, just Sean McVay. You know what I'm saying? Just even before I got here, just seeing him from afar and hearing things about him and watching his interviews and stuff, like that's just off the bat like a guy you want to play football for. It's just the type of guy he is. And I knew it was a winning culture here. They just won the Super Bowl not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And, they always get into the playoffs. So it was just it felt like the right fit. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of young, hungry guys on the defensive side with some stuff to prove, and I felt like I fit right in.
You came in the league kind of like I came in the league. I was a seventh round draft pick. I was 192. You were a seventh round draft pick, and I never felt like I made it. I feel like I had to go out there every single year and reprove myself that like I got to give them one reason. And I always had this mindset. I got to get when I went to practice, Cam, I said I got to give them one reason to keep me. Just one.
Yeah.
Man, you see that route Sharpe ran? Man, you see that catch that he made? You see how he picked up that blitz? Just one. I needed one reason for them to say, yeah, we got to keep him another day. What was your mindset coming in? You got a seventh round draft pick by the Commanders. What was your mindset? Because normally seventh round picks don't count bodies. Yeah. They need somebody to fill out the roster. They ain't really tried to give us no look. But you got to see me because I'm gonna make you look.
No, facts. No, my mindset. I mean, I knew getting drafted in the seventh round. Like I was just talking to myself, like I got to take everything to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Just to try to make this team, coming in because I was the only rookie DB they had picked up that whole like draft process. They ain't picking no free agents up or nothing. So I was the only rookie DB in the room. So like it's like I'm going against vets. I'm competing against vets. You know what I'm saying? People already been in. So I just knew how to take everything to the next level. And all my vets there back then at 2020 season, like they really brought me in. You know what I'm saying? And showed me the way. And I just sat back, watched them and learned, and started making plays.
Yeah.
You being in two different Washington, LA. How similar or how different are the defensive systems that when you were in DC compared to what you are in right now in LA?
I feel like it's a difference. I feel like in Washington, it was more of like like a straightforward. This is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't really doing no disguising. Like we
Damn,
man.
Line up and play.
We running, but
man, you just going out there. You ain't got no ski mask. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got no dark clothes on. You just
going. Like that's how Del Rio is though. Like I like
it is. I know Jack. I played against Jack.
You gonna put your position. You gotta make the play. That's all that matters. And I feel like this Rams defense it's a way more complex defense. You know what I'm saying? We run tons of different coverages. Like it's coverages that I'm learning about this year. I ain't even know it was coverage. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real complex defense, and it fits us because we got real smart players on our defense. You know what I'm saying? That can think on the fly. You know what I'm saying? And we communicate very well. Like this defense, communication is key for sure.
Yeah, and it's funny when you talk about defenses being very complex, and you're able to do more with the defense when you have the right players with the right skill set and can communicate. It brings me back to that 2000 Ravens, that 2000 early 2000 Steelers defense. But KC, they used to run defenses that wasn't even on film.
Yeah.
they weren't on film, and people were always out of position, but they were so good with a great understanding of being able to communicate. And when the ball snaps, they'll fly back to exactly where they're supposed to be at. But it was so confusing for me as an offensive player. So the fact that you guys are able to do that, to run complex stuff that you really don't see on film, you really don't know what's coming, and keep an offense thinking all the time, especially at the snap and after the snap of the ball, you always have an advantage. Always have an advantage defensively.
For sure.
Man, Cam, I'm looking at you guys' schedules. You got the Saints, Niners, Seahawks, Bucks, Panthers, Cards, Lions, Seahawks, Falcons, Cardinals. Damn, y'all got a lot of birds up in there.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Cardinals. Yeah, y'all were trying to put some of these birds out their misery.
Nah, yeah, we're gonna do that for sure, man. That's the business.
Hey, speaking of, man, what has it been like, man, to watch Puka Nacua, man, and Devontae Adams, man? Devontae still, I know, we talk about some of the best receivers in the game. They mentioned Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, JSN and some of those, those younger guys. But to me, Devontae Adams is still the best route runner in the league. Man, what is it like, man, playing with him?
But it's crazy, man. Just starting off like at practice, just watching him every day at practice and being able to go against those type of guys every day, like, it makes us a lot better as a defense, bro. Because every team, you're not seeing that every day.
Oh, hell no.
Every day. No. So that's just making us better. And then to add Matthew Stafford in the mix with those two, like, it's crazy. But like, it's just it's amazing to see in practice for sure.
And it's hard to follow the quarterback eyes. And Matthew Stafford's looking over here and he throwing the ball over there. Or he looking over there and throwing the ball over here. You're like, Coach, why you go there? Because he was looking over there. You said follow the quarterback eyes.
He do that to some practice too. It's not just them. He do it to us too.
Hey, when we saw it on the tape, because in the game, you didn't know it because I was at the Super Bowl. When he did that in the Super Bowl, when he threw, he was looking like this here, and he threw the ball, and Cooper Kupp ended up catching it. It was right by because the linebacker was dead to right. Yeah. If he looks at it, the linebacker's gonna pick it. Yeah. But because he was looking over here and he threw it, he's like, "Oh, he ain't finna throw it." He's like, "Oh my goodness, he did that."
Boy, right off his ear hole. That was nice.
That's crazy. We see that every day, man. It's crazy to watch.
Hey, you know, Coach Yarb still a receiver coach, huh?
Yeah, my dog.
Yeah, Coach Yarb. That was my coach at Oregon State.
For real, yeah. Nah, Yarb's a cool dude, man.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Well, Cam, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Best of luck, continued success, stay healthy, and hey, you guys got a nice little schedule coming up. But hey, you done got your bye week, you get your second win. Now it's time to go finish the task.
Yes, sir. Already, I appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, man, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
You too.
All right, we got our special guest joining us. He just signed with the Broncos, playing in his 20th season, played a grand total of 285 career games playing University of California at Los Angeles, a.k.a. UCLA. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Marcedes Lewis.
What's up, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Just everything happened so fast. It was obviously I played 19 last year. I didn't get picked up for camp, didn't do OTAs. This was the first time I hadn't been in camp. So it was a mental it was messing with me mentally for a second because it's something that I've been used to. And I'm one of those that I love camp. I love building that gristle and getting ready for the season. And so when I didn't get picked up, it was like, okay, you know, how do I want to go about this? And so I just was kind of more introspective about it and just kind of was in a state of allowing, meaning like not resisting nor forcing what was meant for me. I come back from Joshua Tree. I go to a place where I recover at, get in the sauna. I get a call from a Denver number, and I didn't answer it because I didn't have it. I'm thinking it's spam. I'm like, man, what is this? So the number calls back probably like 3 minutes later, and I'm like, I still look at my phone, didn't answer it, and then the GM left a message like, yo, big dog, give me a call. This is George Payton, GM at the Broncos. Want to talk to you for a second. So I called him back, and literally right there, and this was Monday, he was like, yo, can you fly out here tonight? And I was like, mind you, I've never been in this situation before. Like, I've always been contracted. So it was just different feeling this, right? And so I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I could fly out there. So I hopped on a flight like around 8, got to Denver like around 11:30 at night, sat on the tarmac for like 50 minutes, then went to the hotel, and then literally next day, Tuesday, worked out, took my physical, and shit, signed on the spot, man. So it's definitely a different experience.
Yeah, you tell them, hell yeah, you fly, you buy, I fly.
Come on now.
you tell me, will I fly? The hell yeah, you buy, I fly.
Hey,
no doubt.
Hey, Marcedes, was it ever the thought in your mind that you would be able to, for one, make it into the league is one thing. You want to play, you want to have a healthy career, you want to squeeze in as many years as you can, obviously. But did you ever think you'd get to year 20?
Man, I thought, obviously coming out of UCLA that 10 was going to be a great career. And,
and
it was a situation where, I'm not sure you're familiar with John Embry. He was my tight end coach at UCLA.
Yeah, he was in camp with me my rookie year in 1990.
Okay. So Embo, his
I do.
His energy and just the type of person he is. So obviously Embo, he coached Tony Gonzalez, George Kittle for a little while. Remember Daniel Graham. So as far as like that, his resume is dipped in blood when it comes to like tight ends and how he's able to get across to those guys and
he was one. Yep,
100%. And I remember, I would say, he got to UCLA my sophomore year. They had fired the tight end coach we had, he got to UCLA, and the first conversation we had, he was like, look, I didn't come to UCLA to coach for UCLA. He said, I came to UCLA to coach you. Gave me a whole rundown of like my family, knew where I was from. I'm from the east side of Long Beach. My mom had me at 15 years old. I've been through just a whole bunch. So he had already done his homework. And that kind of, lit a fire under me. And so right after that, that formed a connection, and just like that vibration that we had. And literally he took me he said, look, this is where you are now. You got the ability to go through here. He was like, there's a lot of people that can catch the ball and run and look pretty. We know that. You're an athlete, cool, we get it. You want to play a long time in the league, you're going to have to learn how to get your nose dirty. And it starts right here. And so he literally took me from, just being able to catch a pass and do nice things with it to like really being a dog and what it meant to being a dog. And so I learned how to compete under him. And so by the time I got to the league, this is my rookie year. I get drafted in 2006. Fred Taylor took me under his wing.
Hey,
yeah.
Freddie.
And Fred Taylor, he called me slim. Like at that time, I was 6'6", like 260, but I didn't have the mass, right? So he always called me slim. So the first day of pads, we got the Oklahoma drill, right? So this is like my first Oklahoma drill in the NFL. We get 3 DNs up. Freddie T's running behind me twice, and then Maurice Drew is running behind me. I pancaked the first 2 guys, moved the third guy out the way. Freddie T jumped on my back, kind of like wrestled me almost to the grass, and was like, yo, you keep blocking like that, you're going to be in the league for a long time. So fast forward to when I signed my contract this morning, Freddie T texted me and was like, you remember that conversation we had? I was like, bro, how could I ever forget that? That's something that I always have with me, and it's something that's inspired me this whole entire time. So I'm just grateful to, he didn't have to take me under his wing. He played running back. Like it's been smooth, man. And I just take it one day at a time and, just give my personal best at whatever it is I'm doing in that day, and I live with the results.
You mentioned Mercedes, but bro, that's still a long time to get your body to go through the rigors. Look, we know that situational now, but still, you got to come in there, and it ain't Jacksonville where you got nice warm weather. You in Chicago, bro. Outside, you having to go, and you was in Green Bay, outside. So we get it. So once you got past year 10, as you mentioned, I can get 10. Then you get to 15, because once you get to 10, you take it 1 year at a time.
100%.
Once you got to 15, you had to be like, hold on. Gonzalez played 17. Witten played 17. The way I feel right now, 17 is in the bag. Was it ever a realistic shot once you got past 15 that 20 would be in the equation?
Bro, you just hit it on the nose. And like this conversation is something that I have pretty often with people, because they ask me like, how did you like what in your mind made you think that you can just keep going and keep jumping up to continue your career? 15 was literally that magic number. Once I passed 10, I got to 15, and I was like, okay, I don't want to question it because I don't want to jinx myself, but I still feel really good, right?
Okay.
And so I get to 15, I'm in Green Bay, and literally Green Bay is like, well, we want to sign you to a 2-year deal, because I was only doing 1-year deals, trying to just play it by ear.
Yep.
Right.
And like at that time in Green Bay, obviously we had Jimmy Graham. He had signed a contract. He was there for a couple of years. Then he ended up leaving. And then I ended up being like the full-time Y. Like, so I was the Y, which means like the do-it-all tight end for the listeners out there. And then we had obviously the pass-catching tight end at that time, Robert Tonyan. So I was doing all the dirty work, outside zone, power, ISO, all that. Like,
you got to set that edge, Mercedes. You got to set the edge.
Come on, man. I was sifting. I was doing all that. And so I didn't expect them to offer me a 2-year deal. I thought it was going to be 1 year. But when they offered me a 2-year deal, I felt like it was my responsibility to go out there and continue to give them what they know that I'm about. And I signed the deal, didn't look back, got through 17, still felt really good. A-Rod ends up leaving, Devontae ends up leaving, Cobb retires, Dave Bakhtiari leaves, and I'm like, okay, it's only me here. I know it's about to be my time to go too. So they hit me up like, hey, Mercedes, like, we're kind of changing the regime, like, the jargon.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, like, no doubt, whatever, like, I'll figure it out. And then not too long after that, I would say June, Chicago hit me up. And then we had Luke Getsy, who was the quarterback coach with Green Bay and was familiar with, how to use me as far as in play, plays and what I'm good at, and brought me to Chicago, thinking that was going to be a 1-year deal. Played that out, still played about 43% of the plays at 39 years old. So I'm still rolling. Then the next year, bring me back. So that's 2 years. And then here we are now. It was just like once I got 18, I was like, I have to get 20. Got 19.
Yeah, I can't end on the odd number. I got to get 20.
I can't. Like, it was like the capstone. Like, 20 is like when I wake
That's
up
a
in the
magic
morning.
number in the NFL. Ain't a whole lot of players that's ever played 20 seasons. You get a Jackie Slater, and you get a Tom Brady, and you get a handful of guys. But maybe I don't think it's 20 guys. Maybe it's 20 guys.
Yeah.
25,000 men that's ever played this game. Darryl Green.
Yep.
It ain't a whole lot of guys. So let me ask you this. Is this it? You trying for 21 or you done at 20? You stopping on a nice round even number.
Okay. So this will be the first time I've ever said this, because I haven't, but this is it. Like, if I had said that last year, like if I said that after 19, I wouldn't have felt like I did in these months that I was not playing, right?
Okay.
Like, bro, I would wake up sometime, like the season started, it was a few teams hitting my agent up, but it was like, just, is he still working out? Does he still want to play? Just a bunch of like fluff. It wasn't nothing serious. So I told my agent, Buzz Cook, I told him, I said, look, if it's not serious, like, don't hit me up because it's messing with my head. Like, some days I'll wake up Sharp and be like,
Right.
I feel good. And then some days I wake up and I feel like I'm in a nightmare because I'm waking up, I'm watching ball there, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, there's not 64 tight ends better than me in this league. And I know I could be out there helping somebody win. Yeah. And like, especially for what I do at this point in my career, like, I'm the best at this, right? Like, just point of contact, setting the edge, rock setting and play pass. Like, you know how it is. Like, it's I take it serious.
Combo blocking, we sift this thing up, and we'll scoop it. Whatever you want to do. Hey, if y'all want to play, let me be Gilligan, I get on that island if I need to.
Come on. And so, and that's kind of where I'm at. And today, Sean Payton pulled me aside and was like, I've been watching you for the last 8 years. Like, even when I was in Green Bay, the Saints kept trying to get me when he was with the Saints. He was like, I just want you to know that I've been watching you for the last 8 years. I know what you're about. Everybody talks about how you are as a person. Like, I get it. But you're not staying in this league for as long as you have just for being a great leader. You've been dominant. We need somebody like you. And so they made me feel valued. They made me feel welcome. And to be honest with you guys, like, today was the first time I felt like nervous. Because it was like, I'm 41. I didn't do camp. No OTAs. What's my reaction time? Like, regardless if I'm working out, right? Like,
it ain't you ain't playing football.
Exactly. Exactly. And I really questioned myself. Like, the night before, going to sign my contract and then going to practice, like, I'm in there and I'm like, they give me the playbook, all of that. I'm looking through and I'm like, okay. Every hour that went by today, I felt more and more confident. Like, I get in there and it's just like all my teammates are like, just loving me up, bro. And I'm just like, damn, like, this is where I'm supposed to be, and it feels good. And
all right.
Once I got on the field, bro, it was just like riding the bike. So I'm grateful for the moment. I've always been in gratitude. I lead with just gratitude, man. And it's special, bro.
Joe, you had a question.
That's what's
Joe,
up,
go
man.
ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say, first off, Mercedes, man, congrats on 20 years, bro. That's a long time, especially in the NFL. What's the biggest difference? What would you say the biggest difference is from like year 1 to like year 20 now? whether it be mindset, training, obviously, you know, what would probably be the biggest difference?
I think the biggest difference for me, bro, is the time I had to form a routine. Because when I first got into the league, right, like those first 3 years, you're trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
Right. Like you
Yeah.
know you're athletic. You know that like you can do some things, but you don't know if you can consistently get it done at that level. Right. Like
Absolutely.
you're playing against guys that got families that are not having it. And when I got to Jacksonville, dogs in Jacksonville, like I was raised with the wolves in Jacksonville. You know what I mean? And so I feel like being in that environment molded me into who I am today. And I would say after year 3, I started to form this routine. How like my in-season workout recovery does not change from my out-of-season workout and recovery. And mind you, I said out of season and not off season. I don't take it off. Right. Like it's maybe 2.5 weeks of just letting my body heal. And that means infrared and cold tub. I'm still doing something to keep the blood flow. Right.
Yeah.
Once it gets close to February, like right after Super Bowl, I've been training mixed martial arts now for 15 years. So whether it's jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling, judo, whatever it is, I would do that from February all the way to May. I do not step on the field until the end of May going into July. Once I hit the field in June, I get on the grass, straight ahead running, and then we do like 400 breakdowns on the track. Yeah. And then that's really about it. I'll do like cone stuff, but not too many routes. Even in my prime when I was catching the ball, it wasn't a lot of routes and like putting that pressure on my knees. And then when I would get to camp, I would be peaking at the perfect time. And like, I really just feel like that regimen has paid me back right now because I still have my legs. I went to Jacksonville where we were run first, play action pass, right? Like, you know, Jimmy Smith was getting out of there. Keenan McCardell had just got out of there. It was like Freddie T, Maurice Drew. Obviously, we had Kyle Brady at tight end. I was backing him up as a rookie. And then I ended up starting as a second-year guy. Exactly. And it was like we ran the ball, bro, for at least 4 or 5 years straight. And I was still getting my numbers. You know, I went all-pro, my 5th year, Pro Bowl, all of that. But not like I should have, right? And I would always be like, damn, man, like, was I supposed to get drafted here? Like, I came out of UCLA, Mackey Award winner, all the records, doing my thing. Like, I get to Jacksonville, and I'm like, bro, I'm blocking ISO, power. I'm doing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really being used. Like, and they drafted me in the first round, so I didn't get it.
That's the best thing to happen for you, Mercedes. You didn't know it. Because had you put up those numbers early, and now all of a sudden you're in year 10, year 11, year 12, and they're not the same as they were in year 3 or 4. Now all of a sudden they're going to say you losing it. But because you didn't have 80, 90 catches in the beginning, they were like, he's the same.
Yep.
And what we're asking him to do hasn't changed from what he's been asked to do the previous 10, the previous 12, the previous 15.
Yep.
We looked it up, Mercedes. There have only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players to play at least 20 years or more. Most of them, as you could imagine, are kickers.
No doubt.
George Blanda played 26 seasons. He was a quarterback, but his last couple of years he was mainly a kicker. Morton Anderson, 25, kicker. Adam Vinatieri, 24, kicker. Tom Brady, 23, quarterback. John Carney, 23, kicker. Gary Anderson, kicker. Jeff Fiegels, 21, punter. Earl Morrow played 21 as a quarterback. Jackie Slater, offensive lineman. Darryl Green, cornerback. Vinny Testaverde, quarterback. Brett Favre, quarterback. Jason Hanson, kicker. And now Mercedes Lewis is on this list of guys that have played at least 20 seasons or more. And you played a position. Now, Jackie, I would say Jackie might have had, because Jackie had to bang every play for 20 years.
No doubt.
For 20 years. Sometimes you got to run, you got to run routes.
I played
20 years is still crazy. Let me ask you this. Are you married, Mercedes?
No.
Because I was going to say, that's an awful long time to ask somebody like, hey, I need you to make these sacrifices for 20. I need you to pick up the kids. I need you to be the PTA. I need you to be the recitals 100%. And the football games and all this and all that other stuff. So you understand the sacrifices that you make, but when you have a partner, you're also asking them to make said sacrifices.
100%.
As well. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Mercedes, What combat sports you do again? Jiu-jitsu?
Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, a little bit of judo, some wrestling. I don't really.
I think that's you right there, Ocho. Ocho ready. Ocho say he want to do a little something. Ocho say,
Hold on. But I got a black belt and all that.
You got a brown belt too to hold your pants up. Mercedes, I think that's what we want right here. Mercedes and Ocho.
Hey, well, I got a black belt. I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, I'll submit you pretty quick, bro.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you ready?
Hey, let me tell you something. I say when I'm done with James Harrison, I beat his ass. I mean, you welcome. We whatever you want to do.
Ocho, start with somebody like at 140. Man, that man, did you hear him say he's 6'6", 265, 270?
Hey, Unc, listen to me, Mercedes. I'm 6'4", 230, man. What you talking about?
But he do that, Ocho. So you not got to worry about his conditioning. He fight. He MMA.
Yeah.
He trains like that. So his conditioning is through the roof.
Hold on, time out, man. Stop playing with me on Sweet Jesus, man. I trained.
It's just different. It's just different though, Ocho. It's like if we was just straight boxing, potentially like you may be able to land a couple shots, but I'll still fight behind my jab. And
listen, no, hold on. I land a couple shots. I'm gonna whoop your ass if it's boxing.
No, you see how calm I am right now.
How you gonna get?
I'm calm right now too.
Let me ask you a question, Ocho. How you gonna get up? You never fought from your back. You don't know how to get up.
What you talking about, man? I can fight off my back foot, front foot.
No, I said your back, not your back foot. Your back.
Your back.
Oh, I was the state champion grappler. What you talking about?
Your ground game like
no.
that?
My ground game.
Yeah, his foot game like that running.
Yeah, nah. Like, it would be dope to roll with you though, Ocho, if you ever want to roll. Obviously. Yeah.
Let me know. Hey, what's wrong with my goddamn camera?
Don't start me to line. It's your camera. we got Mercedes talking about, hey, if you want to bang a little bit, he ready. He got the gear and everything.
Ocho logging off now, huh?
Nah,
hey, spare Mercedes, bro.
Nah,
man,
it's all good.
Nah, don't spare me. The only spare I know about is the tire, and it's in my trunk.
So let me ask you a question. So where is home, Mercedes?
Sherman Oaks now.
Oh, okay. So you stayed in Cali.
Yeah, I'm in LA. I bought my mom a house in Lakewood, which is about 30 minutes from Long Beach, where I grew up at. We spent some time in like South Central, abusive relationship, all that. You know how it go. And for me, I bought a house in Encino, and then obviously the fires happened. It got close to the crib. Thankfully, I was able to sell my house last year, and then now it's more so just renting to be more cash free because I'm not sure what I was going to do. Was I going to play a 20th year or potentially go to the front office or whatever? I just didn't know, and so now I got to hold that off for another 2 months or 3 months and figure that out.
But that's what. So you're looking at potentially thinking the Valley is probably going to be where you drop anchor at.
I think so.
But it's going to be California, not necessarily the Valley, because we don't want to give out your information.
Right.
But probably California. You're a Cali kid at heart, so that's probably where you're going to set up shop.
Yeah, like California is, I feel like me and my mom are like best friends too. I don't know if I could just, bounce on her like that. And then
be that far away from her.
Yeah. And so like I would probably rather stay there, but I love to travel too. So even if I like got something again in California, it would probably be like just a dope penthouse or something I don't have to worry about maintenance. I want the panoramic and I could just pull up, plug and play, and then I travel. Because having the house and all that
is upkeep.
The mortgage, bro, I'm over it. I'm over paying mortgages and interest rates, and I'm just over it.
Man,
right.
Yeah.
So I just, the older you get, like for me, I've been more of a minimalist the older I've gotten. And so I realized that I don't need a whole bunch to find joy. Like I'm happy inside, so all the other things that like, and mind you, playing in Jacksonville, it wasn't the real NFL experience, right? Like there's nothing in Jacksonville, right?
No. You hear that, Duval?
Come on. I mean, when I got to Jacksonville, they robbing players. It was barely any restaurants.
For sure.
Dudes was getting stuck up at gas stations. No, swear to God, dudes was getting stuck up at gas stations. It was just not. I was like, what am I doing out here? Like, I was born in Long Beach. I saw all that in Long Beach. Went to UCLA.
Right.
That changed, right? I'm in Brentwood.
Yeah, you in
Georgia.
Westwood. You between Brentwood and Beverly.
I get to Jacksonville, I'm like, okay, we going backwards now as far as like how I'm living, right? And so, yeah, man, at this point, I'm just like, the least that I have to worry about, least overhead that I have to worry about, can I just pack a bag and go travel and go see the world? Because playing ball, I've been playing Pop Warner since I was 7, have not stopped. I'm 41. When I retire after this year, I just want to see the world, man, like in a real way, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know, at your size, you know, everybody gonna think you did something. So you go to foreign country, they gonna be poor. They like you did something. You
100%.
You ain't just big for no reason walking around.
Nah, and I'm low key too. Like I've already checked into it. Like certain places, especially in South America. Like I've been to Costa Rica for my birthday, but like I'm getting NFL to give me some security or something. Like
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not
for
walking
sure.
around, you know, dilly dallying and not expecting nothing to happen. So
Yeah.
Right.
You definitely got to be on. You got to be on your best behavior. Watch your 6 at all times. And the best thing to do is say, "Hey, NFL, hey, hook it up for your boy."
come on, man, set me up, please.
Right.
Hey, when you're at the Broncos, what number are you wearing?
I'm wearing 89.
Oh, okay, you got cars. I thought you was gonna get 84. I said, man, make the 84 look good one last time, man.
Nah, you best to ever do it, bro. And ain't no way. And I wouldn't even. I just wouldn't, just out of just the respect. And it was crazy because you came up, like I'm in there and they're like, what number do you want? I'm like 89. And they're looking at the thing. And I was like, yeah, there's no 89. And then I looked at Sean Payton and Sean Payton was like, yeah, the best tight end ever play here is 84. I said, yeah, he's one of the best ever playing this league too. You know what I mean? So like, and that's all positions. So that's not even a question. Like,
I appreciate that, man.
nah,
Thank
100%.
you, man. Hey, man, enjoy it, man. Hey, Broncos look good. They got a nice defense. Defense is sensational. Bo Nix is playing really well. Cortland Sutton, Mims. Hey, they got guys that can go make plays. They can run the football with Harvey and Dobbins. Hey, keep it going, man. Hey, who
100%.
knows? Might see you in San Fran, baby.
Hey, let's do it, man. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me, bro. This is the first time, you know, me and Sharp actually had a conversation, so I was geeked for that. Ocho, we always be seeing each other out and hollering at each other. Joe, it was a pleasure, man. Respect your career as well, bro.
Nice meeting you, bro.
Thank you,
Yeah,
bro.
we're going to say that. We're going to say that at MMA, whatever, Muay Thai, Jitsu, whatever you want to do, whatever you call it, Mercedes, you call it.
Okay.
And we'll get Ocho there. And then we'll have the paramedic pick him up and bring him back.
For sure, man. Appreciate y'all love, man. Thank
Appreciate you, bro. Have a good one, man.
Thank you, bro.
Jets Woody Johnson made headlines last week for some harsh comments he gave about Justin Fields. Johnson, it's hard when you have a quarterback with a rating that we got. If we could just complete a pass, it would look good. According to former Jets quarterback Jordan Travis, these aren't the only troubling comments Johnson has made to one of the team's quarterbacks. Despite dealing with serious leg injury, Travis remembers Johnson asking him, "Are you ever going to get healthy?" Travis, there were things that were said to me, not obviously to that point, because I never got on the field to play, about my leg. Just slick comments. I don't know if he was trying to be slick about it, or you know how some older men just say whatever comes to their mind. And that kind of made me feel a certain type of way. Now, how you feeling? Never that. There was always comments like that. It's easy to point a finger at Justin Fields or Aaron Glenn for the Jets' troubles, but Robert Saleh seems to be the coach defense really well for the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers looked pretty good with Pittsburgh. Sam Darnold, too. Ocho, Joe, how much blame should we place on ownership, led by Woody Johnson, for the long, long history of Jets' failure?
I mean, listen, similar to the quarterback situation with the Chicago Bears, for the long, long history of failures that position as well. I mean, management is to blame as well for the long failures for the quarterback position with the Jets. Most of the time, the identity for the Jets has always been their defense. That has always been the better part of the successful part of their team. Obviously, not this year, and obviously offense not this year as well. But I really thought this was Justin Fields' year.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been his year. He had nothing to worry about. He had nobody eyeing over his shoulder. It was his team to win and his team to lose. They're 1-7, obviously beating my Bengals, but it is what it is. But I think at some point they will turn it around. I think he can be the future for the New York Jets. Is he going to get that opportunity to be after Woody Johnson came out and said some of the things he said publicly that most owners would say to themselves or people
To their buddies, never publicly.
upstairs? You don't, yeah, you never say anything like that publicly, but it seemed like since Jerry Jones said what he needed to say, other owners are now having the onus and the wherewithal to say, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to say how I'm feeling and let them know. And it has to hurt to know that your owner feels that way, and I still got to go out there and play for him.
What you thinking, Joe?
Hey, look, I agree kind of with Justin Fields. I mean, you got other guys who can play for their franchise, man, quarterbacks, and they went off and played for other organizations, and they've been playing extremely well. So, therefore, yeah, you got to start up top with the organization and how things have been ran because. For whatever reason, they hadn't been getting, great outcomes. Obviously, Justin Fields played great this past week, but man, you hope he can build confidence from that and try to, continue to, play at an elite level.
They got to improve the roster overall, Ocho. I mean,
yeah, but that's hard, huh? You know how much time that takes.
Well, hey,
will they give
years.
Aaron Glenn the time? Will they give Aaron Glenn the time to improve the roster?
I think because AG played there, I think he'll probably have a little long. I think he'll have a little longer,
right,
leeway than most. I don't want to, say what we would normally say a longer leash because everybody say well, you call you so I just try to be politically correct. I think he'll have a longer opportunity to stay than probably most because of his history with the organization and how well he's played for the organization and what he knows him personally. So yes, I do think he'll have but look, I don't care who you are. If your quarterback doesn't play well, it's hard for you to win in this league.
Hey,
it's hard.
Very. But hey, Joe, situations matter. Situations on where you play where you go and what's surrounding you is very, very important, Joe.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't think of it in basketball terms, but maybe Unc and Joe, you could probably relate to it. Who would be Daniel Jones on the New York Giants in basketball terms? And then all of a sudden, Daniel Jones, that player actually leaving said team and going somewhere else and succeeding the way Daniel Jones is succeeding in Indianapolis. Who would that be in basketball terms?
Who would that be? Because Daniel Jones balling.
I'm talking about killing it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let me see.
The only thing is that Brunson didn't. He left the Mavericks and went to New York, and he balling in New York.
But that's his own team.
Okay.
But that was it. Yeah,
he was back.
You know what I mean?
Ain't nobody gonna overshine Luka. Not now.
Yeah, he was backing up Luka, but he went off and obviously you know what he's doing in New York right now. Mm-hmm. But
I'm trying to think who.
Because they let Daniel Jones go. They let him walk on up out of there, didn't they?
Yeah.
And he ended up. He went to. Didn't he go to Minnesota for a year? What did you go?
Yeah, he was the backup. He was the backup in Minnesota. Went to Minnesota, then went on down to Indy.
In basketball, I don't know, man.
No, but he was good in Chicago.
Who was
Jimmy
that?
Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy was good in Chicago.
Well, Jimmy been good everywhere he went, huh? Chicago, Philly, he's always been consistent. With what he does well.
See, the thing is that we thought if you go back and look at Brunson when Luka was out, he showed you what he can do if he had his own team.
Yeah. Yeah,
if you go back and look at when Luka missed that time and look at what Brunson was doing. So now he got his own team. He's going to be the primary ball handler. He's going to be the primary shot taker. I don't think anybody's surprised by this. Now, maybe the guy averaged 26, 27 points a game in as many 30-point games he's had, but I thought he would be really well. Now, did I think he'd be an all-NBA selection? I wouldn't go that far, but I thought he could make the all-star team. I thought he could make an all-star team because the guy that's playing that well in spurts, when he has the ball in his hand, and they say, okay, kid like, okay, we need you to do more of a role and not be so, boom, we saw that. But look, James Harden, we saw what he was. You remember he was 6th man of the year.
Well, he was.
I'm sure people thought he could be good, but not averaging 36 points a night good. Not changing the game good with that step back.
Nah.
Who else was like that? But Shea just didn't get a chance to play. If Shea got a chance to play, and plus, look, he was not going to do that with the Clippers. Not with Kawhi. You had just think about what you got with Kawhi. Kawhi was going to be the main ball handler. Shea's in a situation. Shea knows he can get as many shots as he wants, and he ain't stepping on nobody's toes.
Yeah, the Clippers they weren't going to wait for his development.
No, they couldn't because Kawhi. You bring in Kawhi, and Kawhi wants to win now, and he basically said, if you don't get me Paul George, I'm going with the Lakers. Can you imagine Kawhi, LeBron, and AD, and then you playing in the basement with that? No, they had to. they had to do it, Ocho.
I mean, hold on. I have a question, Joe and Unc.
What's up?
If the Clippers knew what they knew now about Shea and how he would,
they would have never traded him.
They would have never traded. Yeah.
So how do you not see that?
Because he wasn't.
How do you not see that?
He was a rookie, Ocho, and no rookie because you got to realize he wasn't the first pick in the draft. He wasn't AD. He wasn't Zion that you're running your offense through. So now he's in a situation. He's the offense. So there's no possible way. It's just like James Harden. Now, people thought James could be good because he was a great ISO player. When KD and Russ went to the bench, James Harden was sensational. But sensational is averaging 16 points a game. He averaged 36. He had games where he went like 30, 40 games. He's getting 30 a night. 60-point triple-doubles, 50-point triple-doubles. But he knows it's a lot easier to play, Ocho, if you're the number one. And you know you're going to get 12, 13, 14 targets a game.
Right. I understand that, right? But the basketball heads that are in the Clippers organization, those that have been watching the game, scouts, GMs, and understanding you have an eye for talent. There's a certain thing that we can see. It's called the it factor. It's called the eye test. Even if it's not his team. You can tell when a player is going to be special. You can look at them, their game, their skill set, what they can and what they can't do. And when you look at Shea's game on both ends of the court, that's somebody that you say, this MF is special.
Hey, Ocho.
I'm not letting him go.
I think the Clippers knew he was special. I seen Doc Rivers.
Yeah, he was
coaching the Clippers at the time. He said that was the hardest thing to put in the trade was to add Shea into that trade because he knew that Shea was going to be pretty good. Now, I don't know if he thought he was going to be MVP
the man averaging
good,
30.
but he knew he was going to be good. And then on top of that, Unc and Ocho, you never know. Like for Shea, maybe that was great for his career because it probably put a little fire in him.
On the show,
you know what I mean? And be like, all right, they got rid of me. I'm going to show him. You know what I mean? And now he's playing at a level to where I don't think nobody's seen this, bro. He's a bucket. He's 30 points every night, give or take. I don't care I don't care what happened. He gonna have 30.
And plus, Ocho, the biggest free agent available was Kawhi. Kawhi said, if you don't get me Paul George, I'm going to sign with the Lakers. Do you really want LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and AD in the building that you play in? Do you really want that to happen?
Was that even possible?
Yes, it was possible.
Was that realistic? That was realistic.
He was going home. Kawhi was going back to LA. I don't know. He didn't know what team yet, but he was going back to LA for sure.
Okay. That's crazy how players, especially NBA players, can control where they want to go. They can pick and choose where they want to go. If they say I want to trade, I want to trade, I don't want to be here anymore. The team had no choice but to move them.
Superstars.
Well, you have to, because if a guy only has 1 year left on his deal, Ocho, and he's telling you, he ain't signing back in so many words, then you gotta trade him to get something back. You know what I mean?
What doomed OKC was Kevin Durant walked out the door and didn't get nothing for him.
Yep.
Imagine if you could have traded him before. See, he walked out the door and you didn't get anything. Nothing. KD at his prime walks out of your door and you don't get anything for him. The same thing. Had the Clippers could have tried to play. The Clippers. The Pelicans could have tried to play hardball. But AT contract was coming up. Do you really want Anthony Davis to walk out of there and you don't get nothing for him? And you the Pelicans?
Okay.
Ain't nobody coming to New Orleans. I'm sorry. It's a great city. I mean, the jazz and the food is amazing. But you're not getting superstars to come down to New Orleans. You're just not. So you don't have a choice.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
So what do I do, Ocho? And like I said, yes, I think Doc realized that Shea was going to be good, but I don't know if Doc thought he'd be this good. Yeah, Coach Belichick, the reason why they kept Tom Brady, they kept 4 quarterbacks that year. Coach Belichick said with a little work, he thought he could be good. You thought he was going to be seven Super Bowls good? 15 Pro Bowls? You thought he was going to be the all-time leader in passes, touchdowns, wins, Super Bowl MVPs? You thought he was going to be that good? Because if you did, you'd have took him in the first round. You wouldn't have took him in the 6th round.
Exactly.
And you guess what? You'd have started him from day one. So you didn't know. You thought he could be good. Everybody like, oh, yeah, we knew Shannon. Bro, I was a my draft pick. Me making the team was a feat in and of itself, let alone being able to play 14 years and having the accomplishments.
Years,
Everybody gets to say that after the fact, Ocho. Yeah, I knew that boy was going to make it. Oh, I knew. Oh, I saw him in high school. I told such and such, that boy going to make it.
Right. Hey, it's a lot that has to transpire and a lot has to happen along that journey, man. You know what I mean? The things that mold us into becoming professional athletes, the things that we go through, man, it's ultimately it determines pretty much your longevity in the game or how you approach the game. So when you look at Shea, it's just like when I look at Shea, I'm like, dang, can you imagine him in LA in that new arena they got over there? Ooh.
And think about it. That was another reason they're getting better to build a new arena. What do you need to go into a new arena, Joe? Superstars.
Yes,
superstars.
Sir.
People would tell me,
let him walk out.
Kawhi ain't better than SGA. Maybe not now. If you think SGA in his first or second year was better than Kawhi, y'all a damn fool. Y'all out y'all damn mind. That man was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year and a 2-time Finals MVP. Yep. The man is one of the 75 greatest players of all time. What do you mean? Yeah. Okay, if you want to say he's not better than Shea now, I'm not finna fight you. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put my hand behind the chair. I ain't you know what I'm saying, Joe? I ain't gonna fight him. But come on now. Y'all make it seem like Kawhi was a bum. And he was far from it. He's still not. Is he injury prone?
No.
Yes. Has injury robbed him of some of his best years? Yes. But to say that SGA was better at that time is just not true. Because I remember before Jaja Pacheep stuck his foot up under Kawhi, they had Golden State down by like 18.
Yeah.
Kawhi was a great player. There's a reason why he's a 2-time champion. He's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He can play both ends of the court, and he can play it well. But injuries have robbed him of some of his best years.
Hey, how tall is Kawhi? Uncle?
Kawhi like 6'7".
That's 6'7", yeah.
Okay.
The Browns bench Joe Flacco after a 1-3 stint as a starter. Rookie Dylan Gabriel is 1-3. Many in Cleveland are wondering if Shedeur Sanders now deserves his own shot. Well, today, Kevin Stefanski was asked by Mary Kay Cabot whether he's considering the possibility of playing Shedeur. His response, the focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus. Hey, guys, can we stop asking these questions? Y'all know this man don't want to play Shedeur.
You know that. People, we know that. And people, I see people, in the chat, not in the chat, but just in general, when we talk about the Cleveland Browns, they talk about, damn, what's the word? When they don't like someone and they doing them wrong. I forgot the word to use. But listen, we already know what the play was. They didn't want him. It was Andrew Berry.
Andrew.
It was Andrew Berry's pick. It wasn't the owner. It wasn't Stefanski. So this is exactly what they want. It seemed as if that someone forced their hand to take this pick, and they don't want to give him an opportunity to play the game. From the small sample size that we've seen from Dylan Gabriel, he's played 4 games. They're 1-3.
He won't push the ball down the field. It's hard when you can't run the ball, and all you do is that you short fish. Because the big fish don't swim close along the shore. They're out in the deep. And so to get points, you got to push the ball down the field at some point.
Yeah, but maybe he's not that comfortable doing just that yet, because we saw him push the ball down the field in the goddamn preseason. We saw him push the ball down the field. I saw him throw short balls. I saw him throw intermediate. I saw him throw dig routes. I didn't really see him throw anything deep, but I think there's a certain level of uncomfortability that they don't have, because offensively they're not calling plays for him to push the ball down the field, because obviously maybe that's not what he's good at. That's the only thing I think of. Because if he was good at doing it, you would call the plays that call for him to do just that, what we're asking of, in order for you to win games. He's not giving the Browns their best chance to win games. And the fact that Kevin Stefanski understands that my job is on the line, because this is the guy I stood up on the table for and who I wanted to make, the starter of our team. Mm-hmm. At some point, you're going to lose the locker room too, huh?
Yeah.
You're going to lose the locker room. It just take the right person to say something. Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, your captains, you'd be like, listen, we need to do something. I mean, to see Myles Garrett frustrated like that, the way he was, understanding that offensively, we not getting it done, knowing the change needs to be made. I mean, but I think that's a hill that Kevin Stefanski is willing to die on, because this is my guy. And he knows that, I mean, his job ain't in jeopardy. He's not in the hot seat. He's not in the hot seat. So
you don't think so?
No, hell no. Absolutely not.
Joe Flacco training camp completion percentage was 58.7 in his fourth start. He was at 69%. Then he went to 56%, 58%. In his last game as a starter, he was 47%.
Hey, somebody in the chat, funny as hell. Dylan Gabriel did throw it down the field, but it got intercepted.
I'm just tired of put Shedeur in. Man, they don't seem as interested in putting Shedeur in as we're interested in seeing him. And who knows what would happen if he got in there. But I think we want to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And my thing is, he didn't play. He wasn't even the number 2. Bailey Zappi was the number 2 on Sunday, so he had to deal with a back injury. Well, how you heard it? Well, he just standing on the sideline, so I could get why his back was tight.
Hold on. Hi. He had a back surgery, but he was out there throwing balls in pregame.
I'm just saying that's what they said.
Look, ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with him. The same way it ain't nothing wrong with JJ McCarthy. There's nothing wrong with him. This is just a game that they do play. If you understand the game and understand what they will do and what they will report, knowing that there's nothing wrong with you to cover their and get us on the outside to shut up. But listen, I played the game. Mm-hmm. I understand some of the things that you will do when you don't really want a person to actually be in the game and to contribute. You don't want to look wrong. You don't want to be wrong in the decisions that you've made. Of course, you're not going to play him, because he probably will go in there and succeed. Mm-hmm. Shedeur Sanders works and operates very well in a chaotic environment. And that's an environment that has been created for him because of who he is, and obviously also because they didn't want him. But he will operate very well in this type of environment, and they don't want that to happen. So what do? We say he's hurt. His back is messed up. You tell the reporters, Kevin Stefanski says, hey, don't ask me. The focus is what it is right now. It's Dylan Gabriel and doing everything we can to make sure he improves week to week. But the clock is ticking, because the next thing that's going to happen, it ain't going to be the reporter saying something and asking questions. It's going to be the own players in your locker room.
Dylan Gabriel, his training camp completion percentage was 55%. In his 4 starts, he was at 58%, 56%, 72%, 60%.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's right about where he was in training camp.
Yeah.
And because they don't have the best playmakers, they don't have the Detroit skill position players. They don't have Green Bay skill position players. They don't have Cincy's. They don't have CD and Pick. Mm-mm. That's not what they have. So when you don't have that level of talent on the outside and you have a marginal quarterback, what do you think you're going to get?
I mean, listen, you know what? Then the onus at that point is on the offensive coordinator. Who's calling the plays?
Stefanski.
Okay. Well, listen, I understand to have a quarterback right here in Dylan Gabriel There are certain weaknesses that he does have. I have Njoku, Tillman, Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
I know what they can do.
Mhm.
I know what they can do. I know what their strengths are. How can I put them in the positions creativity in a creative way? Creatively. What's wrong with me? I'm talking too damn fast. Creatively, to hide some of the things and the flaws that Dylan Gabriel is not good at. So now
you can't make him taller, so you can't make him grow 4 inches. So you can't do anything about that. You can't make him have a stronger arm. You can't do anything about that.
No.
His offensive line is not the best. There's not anything you can do about that because you have what you have. So I don't really know I don't know how much better it can get for the Browns based on what you have currently.
Yeah, I listen. I don't know. I'm all out of suggestions. I mean, everyone else has suggested, do this, do that. What everybody wanted, you got what you wanted. You got your quarterback. You got Joe Flacco going now, having success, in the air, throwing to the greatest duo in the NFL. Now Dylan Gabriel's your quarterback, but you're still in the same place. You're still in the same position.
You think your duo better than Dallas' duo?
Come again. Ask me that one more time. Wait. Before you ask me, think about what you asked me, then ask me again, then ask me.
I will ask you: do you believe that your duo is better than Dallas' duo? Well,
not only do I believe that our duo is better than Dallas' duo, but we are better. We are better as a whole. And this is no disrespect to CD and Pick, but they right below us, and it's close too, huh? You hear me?
Yeah, right. It's close.
Hey, listen, let me stay with me now. It's close, but because of Jamar Chase, it edges us out.
Okay.
And T is very good. George Pickens can do what T Higgins does.
Yeah, I think you do a little better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think so bad.
I think they about equivalent. Now he can go up and get it. T can run them routes, them 50-50 ball turn 80-20 when it's them two.
Yeah. And the thing I like about Pick is angry. He get his hands on the ball. He like, you got to tackle me. I ain't going down. I ain't running out of bounds. You gonna have to tackle me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that, and I love the focus that I've seen from him since he's arrived in Dallas. I love that. I love that.
I told you, it was a simple conversation.
Shedeur has been liking IG posts today that are calling for him to start for the Browns after the bye week.
Hey,
we'll see.
Whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do. And obviously, going into the bye week, this is the Browns bye week, right?
Yes.
They definitely not going to name the starter during the bye week. But we're going to see what happens. We're going to give Dylan Gabriel another week to get better, to improve himself based on what he's done so far with the 4 stars he's had. I wonder who they got coming out to bye,
That's who they have coming out of the bye.
Oh, man.
And my thing is, Ocho, is that no, you don't have to do anything. It's just like, who? They got the Jets coming out of the bye.
Shoot. Ain't no telling.
I think that's as good as any time to let Shedeur start.
What, against the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dylan Gabriel will be the starter against the Jets. Ain't no telling. Jets might come out there and mollywop. You know what?
They already beat y'all, so they got confidence now.
Don't do that. Let's not bring up the past. Let's look forward. Because in the Bible, it said, do not look that behind you, therefore, so you can see where you go with.
I don't know, your eyes closed the way they beat y'all up. Look, there's only so much, because I think the thing is, for the most part, he said all the right things.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to support Dylan. Hey, he's blocked. We're in that room. I think everybody, when Joe was in the room, I think Shedeur is saying all the right things. I think he's been coached up. I think he's been groomed to play that position, to say all the right things, because you are corporate when you're in that position.
Yeah.
But I think deep down, he believes he's better than Dylan Gabriel.
He believe that. Yeah. Every player that has competition at a specific position believes they're better than the person that's in front of them.
Yeah. And unfortunately, y'all won't. He said, unfortunately, y'all won't give me an opportunity to show you that I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, there's only one way. There's only one way to prove it. Let him go out there and give him 4 starts, and let's see. I think the thing is, Ocho, I think they're going to let this thing with Dylan Gabriel go a little longer for the simple fact you don't want to play. You've already moved on from Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco got 4 starts. Are we really trying to give Dylan Gabriel 4 starts? Okay, give Shedeur 4 starts. It don't work out with Shedeur, go back to Dylan Gabriel. It don't work out with Dylan Gabriel, go back to Shedeur. I don't know if that's where you want to be at, Ocho. I don't think that's where you want to be.
Listen. Stefanski's in a tough position now. He's in a tough position. They
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, basically that's exactly what it is. But I think it's okay for them to have a quarterback carousel and being able to make those changes when necessary, because you need to find out what you need to do for the foreseeable future.
They're probably going to go back into the draft and get a quarterback. But I mean, looking at the quarterbacks, I'm looking around the college right now. I don't see anybody that's blowing my socks off like, oh, I got to get them. I got to have him.
And I'm glad you just said that, because obviously everything at the quarterback level, there's been some great quarterback play in college football, but there's none that can come to the Cleveland Browns and be like, oh, shoot, we found the one. There's nobody.
Yeah, Cleveland's more than a player away, though, Ocho. That's the problem. They're more than a player away.
Wait a minute. But they're more than a player away. But if they can get the right quarterback, which is the problem for the past now 36 years, then you're a little closer to where you want to get to. But you can't even get past step 1.
No.
You ain't been able to
had the quarterback.
Step 1 in a minute.
You had the quarterback. You just needed to get some pieces around Baker and let him heal.
Yeah.
But, the damage was done. I guess conversation, he felt like they wanted him to be something that he wasn't. They wanted him to be more buttoned up, more structured. And he's a guy that he wants to dance. He cool with the locker room. The guys like him. And so that wasn't their cup of tea. Well, if the guy's going to win, damn your cup of tea. I'm trying to win.
Yeah. Hey, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Yeah. Especially for quarterbacks, it's based on
wins
and losses.
Yes. So we'll see how this thing plays out. I think, Cleveland goes quiet for a minute. There's no games. There's nothing to report. I don't know how much they're going to. They get the whole week off for the bye week. They gone.
What you mean gone? They practicing.
They ain't practicing. You got to get the week off.
Wait, they changed the rules or something?
Yeah. Ash, look up and see. I think that's a rule. You get the whole week off.
Oh, man, I ain't never see. Man, what?
No, hell no. We got Thursday. We got Friday. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. We had a half day Thursday. If everything went good, we got a half day Thursday. But it would now we got a week in Baltimore. But Mike Shanahan wasn't playing that. I don't know. I was like, damn. I was like, man, such and such, man. Yeah, we getting the whole week off. I was like, well, damn. We ain't getting no week off. They get the whole week off, yeah.
That's crazy. So they got to do any work they want to do all by yourself. But obviously during the bye week, you want to get away from football. You want to reset mentally. You want to reset mentally, get yourself away from anything football related. Go home, get in your game. I mean, just do whatever you need to detach from the game of football in your bye week. That's the point of it. And when you do come back, you be ready to hit it.
All I know is I heal a lot of my own injuries. You're not going to keep me here on the bye week because I got something. I'm nicked. Oh, no. Yeah, you good? Yep. They sell ice at the convenience store. Your ice don't have medicine in. The only other you got that rabbit turd ice. I got to get that cube ice. It's all the same.
Yeah, it all does the same at the end of the day.
Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz is set to undergo season-ending shoulder surgery on his non-throwing shoulder, Ocho, and will be placed on injured reserve. J.J. McCarthy began the season as the starter, but has missed the last 6 games with a high ankle sprain. He's expected to play Sunday in Detroit. The only backup Minnesota roster is undrafted rookie Max Brosmer. J.J. is not. Yeah, that exactly. He was undrafted, so You know even less about him. J.J. McCarthy has not only played 2 of 24 regular season games since he was drafted with the number 10 pick in the 2024 draft. Ocho, how bad are the Vikings missing Sam Darnold?
Listen, they're missing Sam Darnold very, very much so. Very much so. Listen, the way Sam Darnold played last year, I still, for the life of me, can't understand why you let him walk out that door. I just don't understand for the life of me, and not knowing what you were getting with J.J. McCarthy. I understand he was a high-round pick. I know what he did at Michigan. I get that. But listen, there's no problem with him sitting behind and learning from Sam Darnold with the way he played last year. You don't let a quarterback, as hard as it is to come by quarterbacks that you can find that can maximize everything you want to do offensively. He did everything well. He didn't look like the Sam Darnold with the Jets. He didn't look like the Sam Darnold in goddamn Carolina. But for some reason, everything in Minnesota, it looked good. He looked very good, similar to how Daniel Jones looked with the goddamn Indianapolis Colts, like a completely different person.
Oh, yeah.
A completely different person. And the same person is still carrying on right now in Seattle. He's still doing the same thing.
Yes.
And now you're struggling. Now you're having quarterback woes. And you don't know what to do. And I think they're not playing J.J. McCarthy on purpose. It can't be nothing wrong with him, Monk. Can't nothing be.
I mean, he was out a long time with a high ankle sprain. Normally, guys were getting back in 3, high-end 4 weeks. This will be 6 weeks that he's missed. I'm just saying. You're right.
Good and well ain't nothing wrong with that ankle. Ain't nothing wrong with that ankle. You know that. Boy, Justin Jefferson, boy, he gonna cut up this week. You hear me? But let things don't go right. Let things don't go the way they should be. You know, they love calling players divas and all this that are passionate and want to win and understanding that in order for me to have success, in order for us to have team success, we got to have the most important position, have a good person, a good player with the ball. And we don't have that. Hey, them great players that we all love, they start to act up now. Hey, you laughing. No, they love the. I'm not sure where that term diva came from. I'm not sure, But when certain
it came from y'all misbehaving.
Yeah, hey, we don't misbehave. We're just passionate about the position that we do play. We like
what y'all call it.
Listen, we like to show a little enthusiasm, a little energy.
Okay.
When we do it, it's called divas. When they do it, it's called
passion.
The word? Huh?
It's called passion.
Yeah, it's called the word, the definition changed depending on the. Let me. I'm not gonna go there.
It's been reported that Wentz tore his labrum and dislocated his shoulder in week 5, and they still played. Let that sink in. So he's got a torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder, and it's dislocated. And so you're asking him to play through that.
Yeah.
You got a guy that you took with the number 10 pick last year. That you were so set that he was going to be your guy that you let a guy walk out the door that had thrown like 30 touchdowns for you.
But
and I think fewer than 15 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So you let that guy walk out the door, but now you got a guy that's a journeyman. He's turned into a journeyman. Yes, he was the number 2 pick in the draft. And yeah, he had a nice 2-3 year run in Philly, then it all fell apart. And he's bounced around ever since. But so now he's a journeyman quarterback. You're willing to keep a journeyman. You're willing to ask a journeyman with a torn labrum and what's being reported. I don't know. I'm just reading what's being reported. Right. You're asking a guy that's a journeyman quarterback that has a torn labrum and a dislocated non-throwing shoulder to go out there and gut it up instead of putting a guy out there that was a high draft pick that you believe so much in.
Yeah.
A guy that you saw go through the totality of a season and play exceptionally well, you let him walk out the door.
Hey, I know what Sam Darnold looks like before he left. Might have left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But the position he put you in the regular season, to even be in contention, to be in the playoffs, it was phenomenal. It was a great run. And it was the kind of run where you bring someone like that back who gives you a chance. He puts you in position. He allows you to maximize what you want to do offensively with his decision-making and the chemistry that he built with Hockenson, Addison, and Justin Jefferson. You don't let that walk out the door, because now you have a situation like you do now where we're saying, goddamn, J.J. McCarthy has been injured on the sideline with a high ankle sprain for 6 weeks. I know that's a lie. I know the devil is a lie. Somebody lying. I don't know who it is, because now you're not sure. Now you really don't want to put him out there based on what you saw already when he had the opportunity to get out there, it didn't look like it should. It doesn't look like you guys made the right choice. So now you're relying on Carson Wentz to save the day.
Yeah, look, and Ocho, he's only in his second year, so he could get better. But I had my questions about him because they ran the ball way more at Michigan than they threw it. So I was always like, okay, what happens when they're going to require you to throw the ball? Right. The days of you just being able to run the football, you got to throw it in this league. I don't care who you are. There's going to come a time that you're going to have to, and more times than not, you're going to need to throw the football. And so I was always a little leery on that part. Now, I will say this. I thought they could have kept Sam Darnold, but I knew they wouldn't keep Sam Darnold for the simple fact of the money, and they tied up into J.J. McCarthy. He was the number 10 pick in the draft, Ocho. Yeah. But it wasn't a lot of money. Now, if Minnesota had backed the Brinks truck up and said, okay, we got 40, 45, 50 million. Right. I get Minnesota, but this is a very digestible contract. This was almost like a Baker Mayfield contract.
Yes.
30 million is the lower level of a starting quarterback.
Right. Yep.
And so I was a little surprised that it didn't go to 30, that they didn't look at least for another year or two. Hell, if and I get it, this is not a very fair assessment, but Jordan Love rode the bench. Now he's backing up somebody much more substantial and proven, but he sat his ass on the bench. Aaron Rodgers sat the bench. Mm-hmm. So there's no harm in that. And look, if Sam Darnold doesn't make it this year, but Sam Darnold is not old. Sam Darnold is 26. Yeah, so if he continues to play well, hell, I'll move on from J.J. McCarthy. Yeah. I'll ship his ass out. Yeah, because J.J. McCarthy is what? How much younger is J.J. McCarthy than Sam Darnold, Ash? Because I think Sam Darnold is 26 years of age. So it's not like he's 30, 32, and plus you're dealing with a quarterback. So they like dog years. That 26 is really like 14.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like other positions. How old is J.J. McCarthy and how old is Sam Darnold? Okay, Sam Darnold is 28. J.J. McCarthy is 22.
Only 22?
22, yeah.
Oh man, listen. I'm not a GM. I'm not an owner, but I understand. I know who gives us our best chance to win, and I'm not gambling. Regardless of him being the number 10 pick, there's no problem with him sitting. He has a team friendly contract. Even being the number 10 pick, I'm bringing Darnold back and giving him that lower tier. No disrespect. I'm speaking in football terms of quarterback. And quarterback money to see what he can do for us the next 2 or 3 years.
At least the next 2 before I have to, because I really don't have to make a decision on on J.J. McCarthy, Ocho, until year 4 going into year 5. I got to make a decision. Yeah. So I don't have to do a deal with him. I mean, obviously, guys that are playing get deals done after their 3rd year if they're that guy. So I get that, but theoretically, I could go into year 4. Says, okay, I've gotten 2 years of Sam Darnold. I think we've maxed him out. Okay, JJ, I'm gonna give you a year to prove it, and then but I'm not in a situation. But I think the thing is, Ocho, going into that year 4, now I got to pick up his 5th year option.
Yeah. Hey, and one thing about it too, you know what I don't like? I think it's the perfect situation for him. You played at Michigan, so you're used to being in that type of environment. Obviously, you come from a school where you ran the ball, a high percentage of the time, but you're a quarterback. You're in the NFL now, and if you can't throw the ball to Jordan Addison, Hockenson, and Justin Jefferson, you don't belong. You just don't. Oh yeah, you just don't belong, because that's one of the better receiving cores in the NFL. And even if you can't bring yourself to their level of play, they're so good, they can hide whatever weaknesses you do have as a quarterback. And the fact that he can play going into week 6, and we talk about it's still an ankle sprain, something ain't right. And it damn sure no high ankle sprain. That's not it. I mean, we know that. And I'm not sure what they're trying to hide, but whatever weaknesses that he may have as a quarterback, they have to find a way to hide it, because you have the players around him that can hide it. You have the players around him can hide it.
Well, I think the thing is, Ocho, you can only hide it for so long. It's like an Easter egg. They might not find it, but somebody's going to find them eggs. So whatever your weakness is as a quarterback, Ocho, we going to find it sooner or later. Because as long as you continue to play, we going to find out where you weak at. That's just how it is. And so I agree with you. I just knew based on the NFL, the number 10 pick, they really like this guy. And also, I don't know if it's true. It's like reports that he wanted to be guaranteed a starting job. Seattle guaranteed him a starting job.
Oh, okay. Oh, you talk about
Sam Darnold.
Oh, okay.
And so under those circumstances, but it's hard for me to believe, Ocho, somebody gonna pay you $30 million and you don't start.
Yeah. Okay. And there aren't very many places that he could have gone to after he left Minnesota where they weren't going to guarantee him the starting job. There wasn't anybody there. You're going to have to look over your shoulder and understand, okay, the pressure's on me. If I don't play well, they're probably going to put this guy in. You're in a great spot. I think Minnesota would have been a great spot for him to come back. I'm not sure what management was thinking.
I do.
There's a reason why I'm not a GM. There's a reason why I'm not an owner, because that's the choice, the decision I would have made. And now he's in Seattle and he's flourishing. He is flourishing.
He is.
JSN are having a effing ball.
Yeah, and I think, Ocho, when they moved on from Geno. Now you look at a situation, they moved on from DK, they moved on from Lockett. It seems like Lockett went to Tennessee. Now he's going to be reunited with Pete Carroll and Geno in Las Vegas. Maybe a lot of people like, man, what do they have? They got Jackson Smith and Jigba. They got JSN, and he is phenomenal.
Yeah, and listen, what we can do as well, because he's not too far removed from winning a Triple Crown. I love Cooper Kupp. He might not be the Cooper Kupp of old, but Cooper Kupp at this
he can still make plays.
He can still make plays. He's still one of the better route runners, one of the better creatives of what I like to say artistry when it comes to running routes.
Yeah,
he's still one of those, despite what people may think.
He's not going to be used like that. That's not Sean McVay's system. Sean McVay, if you look at the way Sean McVay used Cooper Kupp, you look at the way Sean McVay used Puka Nacua.
Well, yeah.
That's not what he is. They're not going to use him like that because first, he's not the number one. That's JSN.
Yes.
So now the JSN, he's going to get the favorable. He's going to get the favorable play calls. He's going to be the first target. And so, but if you go back and look at it, Ocho, I think Cooper Kupp only had one 1,000-yard receiving season. That was the Triple Crown season.
That's funny how that works, right? That's funny. And I saw that before with understanding. Well, damn, you won the Triple Crown, and I remember going back and looking at some of his numbers. Me and TJ Houshmandzadeh were talking about it at one point, and he told me, "Well, go look at all the stats from before that." And it's unbelievable with the right system, with the right coach, and putting you in the right position to make certain plays. They can manipulate the offense to where you can succeed no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yep.
They can do it. And obviously, when it was time to work and wiggle him out that system, here comes Puka Nacua.
Yeah. You draft players. You need smart players. Those guys on the bigger side, they're not your typical slot. You look at Puka. You look at Cooper Kupp. They're not the Julian Edelmans. They're not the Wes Welkers. They're not your typical slot receivers. They're on the bigger side, which means they're going to have to be able to take more punishment because when you catch that many balls, Ocho, you got to get a damn ass load of targets. Because Cooper Kupp caught 140-something balls. That means he's 190, 200 targets. 1,930 receiving yards. He was well over 2,000. He was damn near 200 catches on the season. When you tally up what he did in the postseason, and you look at the yardage, he was like 2,400 receiving yards.
Jesus Christ.
And you look at what he did in the playoff games. So he probably had another 30 plus catches. So you figure tack on another 30, 35 catches with another 45, 50 targets. Now you see, hell, he might have had 230, 250 targets and caught 190 of them.
When I think about it like that, as dynamic of a playmaker as he was, I always sit back and hypothetically think, damn, I wonder what my numbers would look like in that situation. Being that, but
That's a lot of punishment, Ocho.
huh?
That's a lot of punishment.
Hey, I could take punishment. I ain't got no problem going across that middle and doing some of the things that really made me uncomfortable. I can sit there and tell you now. I mean, I wasn't comfortable, sitting there and running screens. I don't like that. I like to be having somewhat of a.
No, you're not gonna catch that many balls getting pushed down the field, Ocho. They can't throw that many balls pushing you out of the field. Not no 100 and. He caught 140 something balls. So think about how many screens, bubble screens that he actually caught.
I don't like those.
How many little smoke routes?
Yeah, I don't like those. I'm gonna be honest with you. It gives me a certain level of uncertainty, a certain level of uncomfortability with me not being able to have my eyes on what's in front of me and me having to focus on the ball. Now having to run a route and understanding, being able to read defenses and knowing where everybody's going to be and what their job is, and knowing when I can get out of breaks, I can protect myself. I know what's coming. I know where you're coming from. I know where the pursuit is coming from. But having to turn real quick and everybody got eyes on me like I'm a damn punt returner, that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Through the first 8 weeks of the season, the Colts and Daniel Jones have been the biggest surprise. When Indy signed Jones this offseason, he was widely viewed as another option behind 2023 number 4 pick Anthony Richardson. But Jonathan Taylor realized the job with Jones after the first practice. When he first got into training camp and he called check, that's in the playbook. But if you've been here, one of those checks that's like, oh yeah, we call that sometimes. The fact that he called it is like, did this guy have the playbook 6 months ago? That's when I understood. Oh, okay, his level of preparation is different. For him to come in day 1, day 2, and make that call, make that check, he's been studying. It's day 1 of install, and he's already that far ahead. I'm like, this guy is legit.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how, I'm going to ask you. I know how I took that. I know how I took that. He didn't say it. He heaping praise, but that was I think that was a shot at the. Go ahead, but you go ahead. What you think, Coach? What you think?
I think players don't intend to take shots at other individuals that play the same position when praising another. I think he's just praising the fact that Daniel Jones was so well informed with the offense to have already been there. To know it, the ins and outs and the nuances of it after just getting there, it's like, well, golly. But you also have to understand what Daniel Jones is fighting for. He's fighting for a job, an opportunity to start after leaving somewhere. It just didn't work. And maybe this could have been a good thing for Anthony Richardson to see. Okay, now I have a better understanding of what I need to do, the way to conduct myself, not only as a pro, but as quarterback number 1, was quarterback number 1 of a team. This is the stuff I needed to do. Make sure I succeeded, not just in the classroom, not just in practice, but the results of doing so and putting the work in is going to show up on Sundays where it mattered most.
I don't think Jonathan Taylor was intentionally trying to take a swipe at Anthony Richardson. He was heaping praise, but in the process of heaping praise, people are going to look like, well, damn, he just got there a month ago, and you got a quarterback that's been there for 2 years, and he never did anything like this? And he had the playbook. So that's the thing, though, Ocho. No, was he out there trying to say, well, hey, we've heard stories. He was the first to lead, he was the last in, the first out. They benched him for a reason. But that's what, the quarterback, the preparation has to be so intense. And and a lot of times, that's why they go ahead and get married, because they like, I can't be out there. I need to be home. I need to be in front of this projector, and I need to, an iPad, not Ocho, and I need to be going through, and I need my mind focused on I need home. And so they're going over and over and over and over. I told you from day one, and once I saw what he was getting paid, I said, he's going to be the starter. He ain't gonna be the starter, Ocho.
See, I'm not even sure when I saw that too. Obviously, it's just having common sense and understanding the game, understanding the business at that.
Yep.
Damn,
quarterback and the thing was, Ocho,
what
I didn't understand if you got a project, okay, somebody say you got a project car or you got a project home. Ocho, you don't try to drive the car. You say you got to fix something. You got a project. It's going to take work. It's going to take you 6 months. It's going to take you a year to get it operational. You got a project home. You're like, oh, man, I got this home. I bought this home, but I'm going to fix it up. You don't try to live in it. You said this guy was a project. He had immense talent, and he does. And you start him? What changed? Just go back and look at his tape. From high school, look at his tape from college, and you tell me this man should have been a starter from day one? Yeah. No, Ocho, no.
Yeah.
You did him a huge disservice. Can he go somewhere else? It's going to take, he needs to go get with someone that understands mechanics of throwing everything. You can't be throwing the football like you're trying to throw it through a hurricane because nothing has touch. Everything is 100 miles an hour. Shallow cross is throwing it like he's throwing a far cross or deep over. No, bro.
Yeah.
And look, give Daniel Jones credit. He's come in, and like you said, the situation didn't work out in New York. He had to sit the bench in Minnesota, but he got an opportunity. And he says, if I get another opportunity,
you got to take advantage of it because
I'm not letting this one go.
You're not going to get too many. Not to be a starter. Not to be a starter. Not to say, okay, this is my team. I have nothing to worry about. You don't get too many of them chances, especially coming from New York. Shoot, if you can't get it done in New York, which is obviously what I would consider, one of the biggest markets, maybe the biggest market.
Yeah.
If you could deal with that media, you could deal with anything. Deal with anything.
It's just like, Trey Lance. He was a project. He played.
I forgot about Trey.
I don't get it.
Where's Trey Lance at as a backup, huh?
Is he in Dallas still? Or Houston? Because I know he was the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
He's on the Chargers.
Okay.
Because he played all the preseason, the Chargers. Carl Banks, who's the radio analyst for the Giants, was extremely critical this week of Dexter Lawrence on his podcast with Bob Papa. Dexter Lawrence, nobody respects you anymore. Nobody, Banks said before going in on to say Lawrence wasn't playing at the same level as previous seasons. Lawrence strongly disagreed with Banks' assessment, citing at the rate in which he gets double teamed. Those are strong words. That's how you feel? F it. He's delusional. Lawrence is getting double teamed a league high 75% of the pass rate, 75% of the rate on his pass rush opportunities. Joe? I know Banks. I played against Banks. Obviously, he's older than me, but I played against Banks. I think he was still at the Giants. I know I played against him when he was at Cleveland because when Coach Belichick went to Cleveland, he took Banks with him. Banks was originally one of the Giants. It was him, Pep, Harry Carson, and LT. So that's why I know him from, and so I know Banks.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ocho? When analysts come out, played the game, he played the game at a high level. I think 1 year Banks was the first team All-Pro. As a matter of fact, I think he beat out LT that year. He was the first team All-Pro. What do you say when guys are critical? I mean, he just this is his opinion that he doesn't believe that Dexter is playing at the level in which he's played in years past and playing at a level in which he got the big contract that the Giants given him, which he earned.
I mean, honestly, you got 3 defensive tackles in the NFL that are considered the best right now. Chris Jones is one of them.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Simmons is another. And that third is, in no particular order, and the third is Dexter Lawrence. Now, I'm not sure what Mr. Banks is watching when it comes to football, especially the New York Giants. I'm sure he probably watches all the Giants game, being that he has.
Yeah, he's an analyst. He and Bob Papa.
Being that he has a podcast that he's doing with Big Papa. But you can see and understand that they scheme ways to stop Dexter Lawrence. Every play, first down, it's going to be a double team. Second down, it's going to be a double team. So you understand how difficult it is for him to have the efficiency that Carl Banks is looking for, saying that nobody's scared of him anymore. If they weren't scared of him anymore, they wouldn't be double teaming, no. They just
Let me ask you a question.
One-on-one.
Let me ask you a question. How many times you think AD got double?
Ooh, now we talk about two totally different dogs. We talk about two totally different dogs.
You and I both know when you become that guy, you can't give excuses. You can't say, hey, man, get up on Ocho, man, they doubling me. We pay you to be double.
You've been in them trenches, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what it's like down there. Now, I know I play around a lot. I don't be down there, but I know what them strong jokers could do, and I know what it's like. And
they move your ass up out the way now.
And having to take on two of that every time, no matter how strong you are. You mean I got to deal with two of me?
What we do, Ocho, is that we don't do it every time, but we do it enough that when we don't do it, you're anticipating it. So you hesitate, and that's all I need. He who hesitates is beat.
Just a little.
So that's all I need to do, Ocho. I'm gonna double your ass enough that now when I don't double, you're anticipating the double to come.
Hey.
What do they do to receivers that used to getting the ball? What I'm gonna do is double you early on. I'm gonna get you frustrated. I ain't gonna double you the whole game. I just want to do it just the first quarter, get you frustrated. Then I got you.
Damn.
So I look, I get it. You look. I think when you're losing, okay, what's going on? Why aren't we winning? Because I think you look at, they got Law, they got Thibodeau, they got Carter, they got Brian Burns. Ain't no reason you give up 33 points in the fourth quarter. I don't give a damn what you say.
Nice squad. They got a nice squad of names, huh? They got a nice squad of names.
Man, what's his name? Brian Burns been to the Pro Bowl. Dexter Lawrence was an All-Pro.
Them boys nice.
Thibodeau.
Kayvon.
They got guys that can play. Now their back end leaves a lot to be desired, okay? Because if they don't get that, it's going to be a completion.
Yeah, absolutely.
He said it's been double, but it's hard, Ocho. I mean, people talking, and the thing is, Banks knows football. Banks studies the game. He's a student of the game.
This ain't on anybody.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. All I can tell Dex, hey, just keep plugging, bro.
That's all you do.
Just keep plugging away.
That's all you do. That's all you can do. But that goddamn double team, boy, that's just that thing hell, boy.
It is. I mean, you got to realize they got 600 pounds rooting your ass up out of there. He under or he's shade, nose. Hey, bro, you got the center and the guard. Oh, they're going to get your ass up out of there.
That's tough. And it's so funny, speaking of that and watching Aaron Donald and some of the clips with him and his ability to get off so fast and make himself skinny to where he's only dealing with one man out of the double team. Hey, that's crazy. And every blue moon you see him, he'll grab one in the middle of the chest with one hand and have the other one in the middle of the chest with the other hand. And he looking. He controlling everything. I'm like, how the hell is he doing all that?
A lot of times you have to be able to feel the double team. You see how the guy how if he's trying to reach me, they're trying to scoop me, or they sifting, they're trying to they're trying to power, they're trying to combo block me. But that's instinct. That's years and years of playing that double team and understanding it. Because, like you said, hey, you got to make a pile. But he was so good at playing on the edge. So he's not, and the same thing I tell tight ends, bro, don't let that man square you up. You give him a side. You give him side. Don't let him put his hands in your breastplate.
Oh, it's a wrap.
You're not going nowhere.
All. And don't let him be strong. You definitely move.
Yeah. You better be able to whack. And that's what the good D tackles. Look how Aaron Donald rush. You see he's doing like a wide receiver or tight end. He's up there doing this. Trying to get skinny, trying to run the rim. They used to have a circle and guys run around it and see how low they could get and get around there.
I remember that.
It's frustrating when you lose, Ocho. You know that. And when you lose, okay, who makes the most money? Because guy making $750,000. Why are we talking about him?
No attention to that.
Yeah.
And listen, and the funny thing about it is a lot of people will see this as hating. Obviously, when it comes to probably the best player on the defense, he is Dexter Lawrence. And to come out and say something like that, where people aren't scared anymore, when obviously, statistically, based on the numbers that you just said, that anyone that's being blocked on the other team 70% of the time or more, I mean, there's your answer.
Ocho, the Eagles are reportedly interested in a potential blockbuster trade involving star pass rusher Myles Garrett. According to Yahoo Sports' Charles Robinson, I've heard it from a couple of other super high-ranking people in other teams that are clearly on the phones that Howie Roseman and the Eagles are super hot after Myles Garrett, that Howie Roseman would give up like 3 first-round picks and a player. What? I think they'd probably be willing to give up 3 first-round picks and probably Jordan Davis or one of those superstars, one of those young players. Right. I don't think they'd be willing to give up Carter, but I think they'd be willing to give up Davis. But it's going to take 3 first rounds.
Absolutely, and it's damn well worth it. One thing about Howie Roseman, if you watch the way he maneuver, the way he conducts business when it comes to getting players and building a team, building a roster, and obviously right now the main thing is the main thing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Despite what everybody's talking about, they trying to go back and repeat, They trying to go back and repeat, and goddamn Howie Roseman is pushing all his chips in on the table. I know what I need. I know a piece can help us, and that's going to get goddamn. Yeah. What happened? What happened if with that trade through 3 first-round picks and a player? What if they want AJ Brown in exchange?
Hey, they want. You can have him.
What?
Yes. Because the way I look at it, Ocho, if I get him and I'm the Philadelphia Eagles that I believe I can be, where are we going to be picking? The bottom half. You're going to get somewhere between 28 and 32. Right. We're not going to be in the top 10, so it's not going to hurt us. It's not going to hurt us. See, now you mess around and you pick it in the top 10, a la Chicago. Who's that? No, Carolina. Remember Carolina wanted the first pick, and the next year, boom, that pick that you gave up is Caleb Williams.
Yeah, and I honestly, just thinking about it, the only thing that makes sense, okay, you giving us 3 first-round picks, and we need something of equal value if we letting up.
But I wouldn't give up both though, Ocho. I would give up 3 first-round picks. You don't get AJ and Carter or AJ and right. You can get AJ. You know what? I might be willing to give up Carter and keep Jordan Davis.
No, absolutely not.
I would.
No. I'm going the opposite way, and obviously it might not be anybody defensively. With all the smoke, with all the talking, they might let Sticks go. Because I think that's the value.
Who, Devontae?
No, I say Sticks. I mean number 11.
Yeah, AJ, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I think.
But I think Ocho, Carter hadn't been the same player in the injuries. He wasn't in shape like he was supposed to. See, teams factor that in. Ocho, your kid's 24. So if he's not in shape at 24, what makes me think he's going to be in shape at 26, 27, 28? And now, Ocho, I got to put a big contract on the table. Now he's going to want 30, 32, 33, 34 million. Am I willing? Is that someone I can trust to invest that kind of money in? I already know what I'm going to get with Myles Garrett. I'm cool with that. I already know. Myles Garrett's going to play like he's broke, and he's one of the highest paid defensive players in football. So I'm not ever worried about him being in shape. Now I got to worry about him speeding a little bit. Hey, damn, Myles, slow it down. Damn, bro. But hey, I'm sure I think Andrew Barry has had a conversation with him. I think he's got like 6 speeding tickets. couple of them excess of 100 miles an hour. That's something that he needs to work on. But I don't have to worry about him when it comes to being in condition and being him playing hard. I don't have to light a fire up under him. Ocho, if I pay you that kind of money, Ocho, I don't need to give you no pep talk. I don't need to say, come on, son, we need it today. What?
Yeah.
I need you to say, hey, son, you can't practice today. Because I don't want you to hurt nobody. That's how it should be. Look, all we can go by is Ocho, by body language, what's being said. Something is going on that AJ doesn't seem happy. He doesn't feel like he's getting the targets that because he's looking at Uno up in Cincinnati. Ooh. That man got 42 targets. I haven't got 42 targets all year. This man got 42 targets in 2 games.
Hey, it's different.
He's looking at Puka. He's looking at Jetta. He's looking at all these guys that he says, I'm a number one. And I see number ones, they get their targets. They get 7, 8, 10 targets a game. I get 3 or 4, and I'm supposed to be okay with that.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to be okay with that when you're winning. And that's what everybody says. But you got to be careful what you wish for, huh? Because you got to think.
You got to tell me.
Think about the situation. The trade deadline ends what? The 4th?
November 4th. So Tuesday. Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, you got to be careful what you wish for because you're coming from a perfect situation. And what happens if you end up in Cleveland?
Ooh.
You're upset because there's inconsistent play at the quarterback position. It's just I think if you put AJ Brown in that system, now I think they will put you in position to be able to get 42 goddamn catches a game.
But who can get it to him?
Man.
You trusted. No. It takes a veteran quarterback to target somebody 23 times. And the guy caught what did he catch? Like 16 of them? Yeah. He got targeted 19 times. He caught 12 of them. Everybody doesn't know how to do that. But the thing that I love most about the Eagles, and I love this about the Lions also, is that not only are they developing players, they're not afraid to go get somebody that they feel that can really help them get to that. You look at where it's we're gonna talk about it a little later. I'll touch on it right now. You look at Detroit. Yeah. They say, man, Matthew Stafford, he wants to go. Okay, we'll make a trade. Okay, Rams, give us 2 first-rounders and Jared Goff. Now they go get Penei Sewell. They get Jahmyr Gibbs. Now they get J-Mo. They get Amon-Ra St. Brown. They get Aiden Hutchinson. And guess what they've done, Ocho? We drafted them. We developed them. We paid them. Look at the money that they paid all these guys. You see 4 years, 212, 4 years, 180, 4 years, 120, 4 years, 112, 4 years, 93. You see a reoccurring theme? Guys know now, if I come here and I work my butt off, I'm going to get paid. Ain't no dilly-dallying around. Ain't playing no mind games. And the buck stops with me on my desk and don't nobody get this and that. Ain't about no egos. Kudos to Brad Holmes, the general manager.
And also kudos to him for drafting too, for drafting well. Because
Brad Holmes, that's him.
Sometimes you draft players and hope they pan out, and they actually don't pan out. But it seems like everyone they've drafted to date, it always just seems to pan out, which is why they've been able to pay players and develop them, and they get the money that they get. Because
Kirby Joseph,
they drafted really well, man.
They've done a great job. You look at that D line, you look at those linebackers, Campbell, and you look at what's the big D lineman that just came back. They've done a great job of identifying a player that fits their system. Coach Belichick used to take a lot of criticism for guys like, who is this guy? But Coach Belichick knew what he was looking for. He was looking for 2-gap defensive linemen. You're not going to get no sacks. Remember, Chris Long left. He said, yeah, it's fun to win, but I want to be a player. I just don't want to hold up so the linebackers can make plays. My job as a defensive, as an edge rusher, excuse me, Chad, I want to hunt the quarterback. I don't want to just sit on the porch and bark. Let me hunt. And so you identify the player that's going to fit the system, a player that personality-wise will fit your system, because it don't do any good if the guy fits the system but he's a jackass. You have to identify that. You identify that. You do your homework. Now, you're going to miss some because sometimes guys can fool you.
Absolutely.
But I just love what they do.